Okay, just got this alert. Antifa plan. This is, even though Antifa is a government manufactured false flag group trained with government agents facilitated by many groups like Bill Gates, Soros. These are all acts of war, treason, sedition, and trying to overturn the government on our country, which Trump is very well aware of. And all of them can be prosecuted for war crimes. Okay, this has been confirmed by the Gettysburg Police Department at 717-334-1168. This was first being put out by Karen Melton Stewart, an NSA employee of, I believe, 28 years, if not more. She retired from the NSA, and she is also a whistleblower and a victim of government covert harassment and technologies. Okay, if you fail to copy or share this, you are not a patriot, you are part of the problem. I received this in an email, FYI, Tuesday, June 2020, 11:59 a.m. Subject, please be aware this July 4th, 30,000 members per state, many trained by radical Islam. They plan on killing as many Trump supporters and whites as possible. I technically do not celebrate 4th of July. Way before a lot of these things, decades before any of these covert 9/11 attacks with their covert technologies in other countries, piggyback riding on them and coming to this country like Sweden. Okay, so because of all the alcoholism, people drinking, the bad driving, the chaos, I just haven't been doing it for decades, probably for over 20 years. I don't like it. The animals don't like it. That's why I don't do it. It does not facilitate anything nice, in my opinion. But those are our federal governments that are using these technologies, which are weapons, including the artificial intelligence technology that is coded and programmed to kill and murder the civilian citizens or civilian population with their quantum supercomputers. Antifa to desecrate Gettysburg National Cemetery on July 4th, then murder and burn white suburbs under cover of fireworks. Antifa is planning to desecrate the Gettysburg National Cemetery by burning flags there on July 4th, just before they begin murdering white people and burning down suburbs the same day. I will start at the discretion. It will start at the discretion. It will start at the desecration of Union soldier graves at Gettysburg, PA. Excuse me for saying this. Why the hell would Islam people care or give a damn about that? According to the controlled, unclassified law enforcement bulletin issued as law enforcement sensitive for official use only to police and fire departments about Antifa already using fireworks to acclimate suburbia with sounds of explosions so they can use those to cover for gunfire when they attack white suburban neighborhoods the same day. Oh, so it's a false flag sprinkled with a few people that might be real, but they're still criminals, murdering criminals. According to Controlled Unclassified Information, CUI, in a bulletin issued to police and fire departments, Antifa has been getting deliveries of very large shipments of professional-grade fireworks. They have been sending teams out to various areas throughout America to detonate those fireworks for the past 2 weeks to achieve 3 specific objectives. In my neighborhood, we are bushfire sensitive because we get fires. I'm in Los Angeles County, and it is illegal to have fireworks, even if it is undercover government agents doing it, continuously doing their false flag and their urban guerrilla warfare. James Helms, urban guerrilla warfare on civilian population. Let's not forget Nils Mesler, the UN, the OHCHR. Still. The first objective is to test the response of local law enforcement. If fireworks are going off around the clock and residents are filing complaints, will police respond? How long does it take them to respond? How many officers? Do they even respond at all? This data is being recorded by these groups and will prove to be very valuable intel for what is to come. This is a very accurate barometer to test the waters. This I will be giving to my councilmen, my LA County Board of Supervisors, and also my local law enforcement police officers. Just kind of letting them know that we know and we have a heads up. And I, yes, have been complaining about fireworks. Not only that, we have laws about being next to the school zones, right? FBI Latina agent, because that's illegal, even if the United States is a corporation. And we do have indigenous people and the treaties between the indigenous people and within the United States government. They're still supposed to follow the Constitution. I just hope that they meet them with a whole bunch of military. Deal with them. Take them down. Take them out. And then we can collect all the biometrics, the facial recognition, and find out who's who. Who's real government agents? Are these being people getting trained by also outside foreign countries, paid and supported by people outside of this country like Soros? A whole bunch of people. I believe the World Economic Forum is involved, the founder. There's a whole lot of people involved, a whole lot of companies involved. So it's time to start looking into it and start prosecuting. The second objective is to get local residents, example, white people. Everybody's considered white, how cute. I'm mixed, okay? Multi-ethnic. Fair-skinned, dark hair. But to people in the Nordic countries like Sweden, I'm not a tall, white, blonde, so therefore I'm not white. They don't consider people here in America to be real white people. Hate to burst their little stupid ugly bubbles. White people in nearby neighborhoods. Oh, that's right. I do have indigenous ancestry on both sides, my mother and father, and I have Hispanic, Latino, or Latina. Okay. Acclimated, okay, people in the nearby neighborhoods acclimated to the frequent sounds of explosions that often sound like gunfire. This has been happening since July of 2014. The final objective, knowing, and with me here, when it all escalated between America and Sweden, and Nazi, Swedish military vet and physicist, Ernst Frederick Lubing, okay, who has a father that was an Nazi SS officer, and his family was connected with the Nazis all the way back to World War I, all the way up into the space program. And they're very, what's the word for it? They know all about what went on in Hitler's Nazi castle in Liechtenstein, something to that effect, and that Walt Disney Castle was meant to be a replica of it. Werner von Braun. The final objective, knowing response times and manpower of police and having acclimated, that means our intel, our deep state already knows this, and if this is a false flag, they know absolutely every little thing in detail. The final objective, knowing response times and manpower of police, and that includes the FBI, and having acclimated the local population to explosion sounds that mimic gunfire, to then commit arson attacks with professional fireworks to set so many fires. We are in bush country. Okay, local emergency services, this will cost in the millions of dollars. Services are immediately overwhelmed and enter houses to actually fire guns and kill as many as possible in white suburbs. Well, we already have a COVID, and we've gotten very acclimated to staying at home. Unless you have been living on a different planet, you should be fully aware that America is currently under attack. While mass media has portrayed this situation as peaceful protests, no, they're rioters. Antifa considers themselves to be a foreign country. Those engaged have been rioting, smashing private property and businesses, looting on a scale which is unparalleled. unparalleled, and beating, stabbing, shooting innocent people in the areas where these activities are taking place. You have probably also read or overheard many reports of illegal fireworks and explosions that are currently taking place throughout many different U.S. cities. If you do a Google search for fireworks complaints, you will find countless articles posted just in the last week or so. Most of these news reports are local, since local news is far more likely to have boots on the ground and residents reporting an accurate assessment as to what is actually going on. However, national media outlets are largely attempting to paint this uptick in fireworks activity as a sign of people being overly celebratory in preparation for July 4th. That's true. I've been actually hearing this big bang for quite a while, but it sounds more sonic-like, and it's been kind of on northwesterly side. I'm up in the foothills, and I'm looking down, so when I look out, it is to my right. I have been hearing that and been thinking about it, and I believe I've been talking about it a little bit. Here are the facts, so please pay attention. As a result of major 4th of July events being shut down and canceled due to the COVID-19 pandemic, an overwhelming surplus of fireworks have flooded the market. Several activist groups, including Antifa, Black Lives Matter, and Weather Underground, are exploiting the surplus and are bulk purchasing from suppliers in extreme high volumes. So I guess Iran-Contra, Iran-Contra and all of that, apparently they got plenty of exercise, and now they're doing it on the American people. Here on U.S. soil. In many cases, these are highly dangerous professional-grade fireworks. The number of people within these groups must not be underestimated. They operate like terrorists and use clandestine communication strategies. There are many members of these in groups in most major cities and have been for several years. Yes, they are essentially domestic terror cells, and as you've likely guessed, this is indeed the year in which they have been instructed to carry out their master's dystopian agenda. What they are doing is delivering fireworks in bulk via moving trucks and vans. You may have remembered the pallets of bricks that were being dropped off at various locations so rioters could use these bricks to destroy property. This is a similar strategy, it's obvious. Once these fireworks are delivered, they are then distributing them to any black people who wish to set them off. Excuse me, so they continue to have a cover. These are false flags. For their own entertainment, previously under a guise of non-existent Juneteenth holiday, and to make sure these fireworks were set off almost continually all day and night in various cities. This may not be a shock, as you're likely aware that white Marxist radicals are the ones who have been frequently arrested for burning buildings, cars during these riots. Again, these are activist terrorists who have covertly infiltrated these predominantly black areas. So this answers the question of who is responsible for the huge number of fireworks complaints that have been circulating for a week or more. You may remember a blip on Drudge and various other outlets not long ago about the riots reaching the white neighborhoods, and this is indeed the objective. The foundations of this great nation are in the process of being literally erased. This should be clear by now. Okay, so here we go.